Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order, and there's been a proposal to move Corey Williams, who works in dispatch, from a part-time status to a full-time status.
That's correct.
Okay, do I hear a motion to go ahead and approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Very good. Thank you,
That
guys.
should take care of it.
Have a good day.
Morning.
Oh, no.
Just here to answer any questions you may have.
Who motioned that?
Nothing on my list.
Willie?
That's a first.
You just come in for fun, you mean?
Yeah,
Wow.
You
Wow.
missed us.
I did. I really did.
After months of coming in here and
Yeah.
getting money from us, now you just come to visit, huh?
Yes.
Well, we're a little gun shy.
Well,
Did you bring some donuts at least?
no, but I will get some.
No, that really
Well, Eddie,
sounds
we're at a kind of a juncture here. We're ahead of schedule, so if you got something,
I really do not. I just needed to come to the treasurer's office. And,
how are our facilities doing?
well, assisted living is cool.
Good. What's your census at the nursing home?
It's 29, so
So nearly capacity.
yeah, so
And everything's working well with new management?
seems to be, yes.
Okay.
We got our 501c3 ladder this week. We don't have the certificate yet, but we have the ladder.
Geez, them things are getting hard to come by.
Well, it was because of the government shutdown. Isn't that what they keep telling you?
Yeah.
We've been working on that one for the byway committee for months.
Well, they have too. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah. Well, it just makes things so much easier. You know, we had to run that the grant money through the county.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have had to. You know, if we'd had this, we wouldn't have. It just complicates things. But complication is good, apparently.
Well, I don't know.
And the same with property tax on the vehicles. See, we were going to have to pay that and then try to get them back. And so with this, we should be able to.
What did we finally decide to do with that? The vehicles.
They're CCVs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's two of them. There's a 96 Crown Vic that they didn't use and we're not going to, and so we'll probably get rid of it. And then they bought a van from Martin Hill, but it's just it's personal use. It's for one wheelchair. And so they don't use it, and so there's no need to keep them batteries and stuff.
But they still have to go ahead and at least get it registered so
Yeah.
that they can then dispose of it.
Tag it
And
and
there's
insure
the
it.
sales tax, and so.
So anyway, all these steps. Landscaping Monday. I've heard that before, and I'm sure you have. So,
Well, the goal was to get these facilities full, and it sounds like you've done a great job of doing that. So,
well, it'll sure cash flow better if it's full.
yeah, it's really nice not seeing all that red ink come in every month.
Yes. Every 3 months.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm hopeful. We're getting a lot of issues behind us, which we knew there would be. Some we didn't think about, but
I'm trying to locate DJs, see if we can get him.
Do you want to see if Darla's wanting to go ahead and get it done?
Here.
No, she's going to be calling in. She wanted to be here in person, but couldn't. I was going to reschedule, but it was like, yeah, we probably better have her call in so that we can start addressing this.
You guys drive out to Denver?
I'm don't know if Roger is, but I got boys the next 2 days. I'm keeping the other three.
You going out there?
Oh, they'll be on.
He just doesn't want to drive to Denver unless Terry drives him.
If I drove up there, then I'd probably be in a hospital somewhere.
I was out there at the University Hospital Friday, last week. I gotta go back out
You have to
today.
get up faster than
Something
30.
That's a
probably.
nightmare.
No, it is. My daughter had an appointment at
Yeah.
PSL on Monday.
You see me on that
Turned her out there.
interstate 35 mile.
When I left town, I felt like I was wore out. I mean, it just felt like I've been beat up.
Just
Roger
getting in
is
that
dog.
parking lot at University of Colorado is a nightmare.
Yeah, I've done that.
You enjoy the drive.
I do. I really do. It's just, I can look around. I try to keep looking in my mirror because people come up on me awful fast.
Yeah, no kidding. When you're only going about 10,
Regular.
geez, I followed him out to the farm one day. I didn't want to pass him. I didn't want to scare him or anything, so I followed him out there. I had time to check my emails and made a couple phone calls.
Well, you were
And he
driving?
was stopping
Yeah.
to do that, of course.
Well, we were almost stopped, I
crossed-
guarantee you.
I crossed Main Street the other day and was headed up the street. There was a car behind me and they turned and I thought, oh, okay. With about 3 blocks up, they come back over and come in front of me. I thought, they did that before they got to the highway.
All right, talk to you later.
Have a good day.
Hi, Eddie.
I've enjoyed working with you all and appreciate your effort coming into this too, because it's
Well,
It's an effort.
you did most of the hard work.
Thank you.
This is Darla.
Hi, Darla. This is Scott. We're in the commissioner meeting now.
Okay.
Good morning, Darla.
Good morning. I was planning on being over there today, and I had a schedule conflict. But what I was needing to visit with you about, Reed had been director for Rollins County, and at that time he was doing our billing, our insurance billing.
Okay.
And the first incident was dated back, the Medicare remit was dated on 12/26 of 18. And what's happening is our NPI number and our identifying information that's used to do insurance billing must still be in his system, because I received money from Medicare on a claim. If you look at the Medicare claim dated 12/26 of 18, there's several claims on that one, and the ones that show the year, it'll say 2018-107, 2018-62, 2018-98. That totaled $2,100.18, but those are Cheyenne County patients.
Okay, so apparently he's using your number to file the claims? Is that what he's doing?
Well, there's at least some of them. We had those 3 claims on that initial Medicare EOB, and that one's the one that's got several on there. And I think the total for that entire claim was $7,177.46. But the claims that we got money for that were your patients totaled to $2,100.18.
Okay.
You should also have a letter there that up in the left-hand corner, it'll say in big letters CMS, and it'll say initial request, and it says Medicare overpayment of $2,100.18.
Okay, I hadn't found it yet, but I'm looking.
Okay, yeah, you've got a lot of paperwork there in front of you. And that's my deal is, with us getting that money that doesn't actually belong to us because they're not our patients, they're Cheyenne County patients, then what my biller is having to do is she has to notify Medicare and let them know that we've received these monies in error, and then they issue this request for us to pay that money back. So I'm having to plot, it's an electronic fund transfer actually on the Medicare, but they deposit those funds in our bank account. So we're getting those monies from Medicare.
So
So
it's
then
just,
we have to file with them to say, hey, we've been paid in error, and then we have to write a check back to Medicare.
so it's just
so
complicating your books is all it's really doing.
Yes, yes. And so I thought via email that I emailed Reed back and forth several times on this. I thought we had it taken care of. And then again on, and I got to find my page here, we had another one in the amount of $666.05, 2 more patients that were yours. And trying to find the Medicare remit on that one was dated 5/17/19,
Okay,
and that would have been run number 2018-290 and 2018-294. Dates of service on those were 11/29/18 and 12/2/2018. So again, we had to go through Medicare, get the overpayment letter sent out. We had to write a check back to them. And if that's not done in a timely manner, they'll charge us interest. It's a lot of legwork on my biller. And then just as recently as 2 weeks ago and a week ago, based on those last 2 payments from Medicare, they automatically then send that bill on to the secondary insurance payer, which for this one is Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So on 2 separate occasions, we've gotten payments from Blue Cross and Blue Shield to pay the secondary amount, and one of them was in the amount of $55.23, and I've got to find the other one here. Sorry, I've got so many papers. And then the other one was in the amount of $114.68. So we've received money now from Blue Cross and Blue Shield. That is not ours. It belongs to you guys. But our problem is my biller, because it's not our patient to begin with, we don't have their Blue Cross and Blue Shield plan identification number. We don't have their date of birth. We don't have any of the information to call them and say, okay, we've been paid for these in error, and we need to get you to send us a letter. We'll pay you that money back, and then you can, then Reed is going to have to rebill all of these. I don't know. He'll have to rebuild them under you guys' number.
Does
But
it-
I guess I'm just a little shocked that it happened again.
Yeah, and we are too, and we apologize. It sounds like a lot of headache and a lot of extra work for you that is unnecessary. Unfortunately, Reed is out of town today, but rest assured he will be contacted, and we will do our very best to get this straightened out and move on down the road.
Right. Well, if he could look at those 2 Blue Cross and Blue Shield remits that I sent you, and it still shows the patient identifier, like the run number, as we call it, on there, because I had to cover up the patient's name for HIPAA reasons and to protect their privacy. So you're not going to know the patient's name, but if Reed will look at those Blue Cross and Blue Shield remits, and look at that run number I need him to get in contact with my biller to give her that information so we can find out what the Blue Cross and Blue Shield number is, so we can get with them to get the money back to them and get it to the right patient. And then he'll, like I said, he'll have to, again, rebill those. But we don't know how to get that money taken care of with Blue Cross and Blue Shield because we don't have any of that patient's
Right.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield information. So
That's going to be his responsibility to get you that information so you can be in contact with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So,
Right. So that's my other concern is I just want to get all this money. We've sent back all the money to Medicare, so that part's been taken care of. But now we just got to deal with this Blue Cross Blue Shield deal. So if we can get that taken care of, and if he wants to email me, that would be great. That way we have a paper trail.
okay.
And then I can give him the information to my biller, and he could just call her directly and give her that Blue Cross and Blue Shield information, and we can get that all taken care of. And just in hope that he said something about this second incident. He said, well, unless I copied and pasted something. So I'm not quite sure how this happened again, but I'll let you guys deal with that on your end. But it's just really been timely and a headache for us.
I can see that. And again, we apologize for that. We didn't have any idea until this morning that this was going on. So,
Darla?
Well, yes.
Darla, this is Leslie Bimes. I'm the county attorney. I'm
Yes.
just curious, not knowing the billing system and how that all works, how easy or how difficult is it to get the wrong number in there on billing?
Well, here's the thing. I'm sure when he was billing for both you guys and for Rollins County, he would have had our NPI number, our, oh gosh, dang it, I got to think of it. I got to look on the deal because I'm drawing a blank here. We have significant, it's directed by service, and it goes with your tax ID number and your NPI number, all of those things, but they would be specific to county. So what I'm guessing is he had both of those numbers, those sets of numbers, in his system when he was billing for both of us. But I have talked with my biller, and she said it's very simple with the Medicare system to go in there because she bills for numerous ambulance services. And she said it's very simple to go in there and just delete those out. So that's what I thought after the first time. When I made contact with him, he would go in there and delete all those numbers out of there that pertain to Rollins County. And so I was really shocked when it happened again. So if he doesn't know how to do that, my biller can walk him through that. She said it's very simple. But that's my guess, is that he just has our system information still in his billing information for Medicare. And that's where the trouble is. And once it goes through your primary insurance, if a person has a secondary insurance, it will usually automatically pull that information, and then it'll just send that claim on to the secondary insurance, which is what happened in the second instance.
Right, but I guess my question, Darla, more specifically is, you know, when you're putting this information in and you're choosing the NPI and the ID info, how hard is it to get the wrong one?
Well, if he takes ours out of there, he's just got to take our information out of his stuff, and then it shouldn't be a problem because it'll pull down a list, like our biller. She does several counties ambulance service billing, and so when she goes in, she looks at her list of those different NPI and certain identifiers. She clicks on the ambulance service that she's billing for, and she does all of her billing for that one service.
So it's a conscious choice to pick that NPI.
Right. It is. You have to specifically pick it. So, and I mean, if you guys have any questions and you would like to call and talk to my biller, she said she's more than happy to visit with you.
we would love to have her information.
Okay. Her name is Rose Weber, and she's with Revive Ambulance Billing. She is a phenomenal lady. I love her. She makes my life so easy. Let me get you her. Pardon me?
Where's she located?
She's out of Plainville. And so her office number is 785-688-4002.
Okay, we have it.
Okay.
Well,
And she can, if you have more questions about that specific stuff, she can answer them because she was the one that was kind of walking me through it. But, you know, and we're not trying to be nasty or anything like that, but it's costing her a lot of extra time, me a lot of extra time, our clerk's office, our treasurer's office. And then, you know, I'm applying money and taking it back, and it's just been kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, and it's all unnecessary. That's the sad part.
Well, I just want you to know I'm not trying to be, you know.
Oh, and we're not thinking that you are. It's just
Okay.
It's just the right thing to do. We will work on it from our end, and hopefully we can get Reed back next week and get some answers to some of these questions.
Okay, and you guys are more than welcome, Scott, or any of you, to call me. Scott has both my numbers. He has my office number and cell phone number. So if you guys need anything, have any questions you need from me, just feel free to call. And again, I apologize I wasn't able to come over in person.
Oh, that's fine. You provided us with a lot of information that we didn't know, so we'll go to work on it, and hopefully in the future, Darla, that nothing like this happens again.
Okay, well, I appreciate your help. You guys have a great day.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Why would we do something like that?
What's the benefit
by
of doing that?
accident?
I mean, what would theoretically be the benefit? There wouldn't be one.
There's no reason that he should still have those numbers on his system.
Or even if he did have them, why would he use them?
Wouldn't that be giving money away?
Well,
instead?
yeah, I think.
I could almost understand.
Okay. I saw DJ stick his head in here.
Yeah.
Morning, DJ.
Good morning, thank you for waiting for me here. So unfortunately, I'm trying to get some spraying done.
How's that coming?
Busy, still taking on things. I don't believe I received any part-time applications today, so I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we'll see. The other thing I have is I have a KDA meeting in Manhattan on July 11th for the noxious weed update. I'd like permission to go to that if I can get there. I don't know, but I'd like permission if I could.
Boy, it's a short meeting to drive clear to
I agree,
Manhattan.
but I kind of need to be up to date on what's going on with the Noxious Weed Act. And maybe I could get minutes from it.
Well, a lot of these sometimes will have I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
You know,
Yeah, PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drove to Hayes for a transportation meeting. The meeting itself didn't take very long, but afterwards talking to people is where you get the most.
Well, and I think that's where you're being beneficial, see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah,
I had
it's
no
tough.
problem with you going down to that.
I honestly don't think I'm going to have time to make it, but if I did, I'd like the permission to try.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any problem with you doing that. Because I think, like Scott says, afterwards
Yeah.
when you get a lot of information,
And
stuff that they didn't cover, questions you can ask.
They try to update it on the KDA website, but that usually sometimes takes months. So,
I move that he can go to the meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
there's been a very high demand for my department for private spraying and prairie dog, and it's an everyday challenge, but I would like to get you guys to think about actually filling the noxious weed assistant as a full-time position.
You deal with the prairie dogs also?
Yes, I do.
Do you have anybody in mind that,
No, I want to just get in the minutes right now to think about filling that full-time position. It would benefit the county for me training one person to cover when I need to be gone, and when I'm trying to take phone calls and get bids and take care of other landowners, it help to have one full-time person for the year. What you're looking at is my spreadsheet of all my landowners private spraying. All the sheets that say noxious weed, that is all the roadside spraying, and I don't have billable hours because I don't bill that just comes out of my department. So I'm trying to show you that there is work that I can keep somebody busy year-round. But in addition to this, I need you guys to think about, I need to increase my overall budget $10,000. And I'm just wanting you to think about that and not make a motion today, but to table it.
and that's what we would have to do, not having our audit finished from our accountants is really putting us in a bind here. We truly don't know what kind of monies we have available or are gonna have available, and which really kind of sucks. But make sure when you do your budget estimates that you include that or have both in there for us to look at.
Okay.
And go ahead and figure one with a full-time employee's wage and benefits and see how much that raises your budget, or is going to potentially raise your budget, and we'll take another look at it. Between now and budget time, we need to start doing
Yeah,
some.
we need to set up a meeting probably today.
Yeah. So give us both those numbers so we'll have something to.
Yeah,
and
compared to
oranges.
an average with, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Not that we're opposed to it, we just hope the money's gonna be there, and right now, that's all we have is a hope and a prayer, we don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand the tax cap and where we are. I just trying to take care of what I need to take care of.
And rightfully so. Well, again, we're gonna start doing some, but we need to set a day for a budget workshop anyway, so just make sure that you have those prepared by then.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to get it in the minutes and make sure I get a motion to table that.
Do you have any idea how much labor you might generate
And
after you pick the amendment? Because that's what you're gonna be hoping you're doing, is you're gonna be out spraying,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And we're gonna be charging,
yes, we are.
so we should generate some of that 10,000 back.
Yes, in the back of here, and I showed what I've been making what I've been generating for private work for the last 3 years. For this year on 19, there's only $3,000 made by the Prairie Dog Department to date. There's still bills coming in to be paid. But if you look last year for the noxious weed, I brought in $19,999.36. So that gives you an idea of what I do bring back.
So we can anticipate that number climbing a little bit with the
Yes.
addition of full-time help.
Yes, and if you look over the back pages, I show you from 2016 to current, and you see an increase every year.
Well, historically, we found that you have better responses to a full-time position versus a part-time position. So at this point in time, I'm not opposed to it. Given that, though, we're going to have to wait and see what the budget's
Yes, I understand.
rings
I'm
out.
just throwing my pitch to show you that, because I'm going to have to put time and effort into the training. They'll have to go to the state weed school for a week. That is mandatory, supposed to be mandatory even if I have a part-time position now. And I'd rather spend the money toward a guy that I know is going to be here and benefiting our county and my department.
I agree.
How's your part-time guy working out?
Pretty good. I got him busy so far, but as I've said, he's looking to probably finish out this season and be done.
Okay, so basically, you're just looking at changing a part-time position into a full-time position.
Yes.
I can understand it, I really can, and I know you need the help, but I just don't know what we're gonna do with a full-time person through the winter.
Well, that's where I do most of my prairie dog. And also in that position, they could be used road and bridge, but it'll still be paid out of my department.
Well, I guess I was coming to that, could they
Yes.
help the road and bridge? I mean,
Yes, that's actually in the job description they must have a CDL to help drive gravel truck and
That would
mow
help a lot,
and et cetera. So
Well,
it's
that
not
would make the
just,
position a little more appealing.
yeah. No, there is year-round
I
work.
do a lot of prairie dogs. Now, if you can do something like that, I could be persuaded to giving you a full-time person, but,
Yeah, I think we're on board. We'll just have to,
because we're gonna generate some money from road and bridge that way, plus the extra labor.
Yes. And I can get you guys a full job description of what it is for you to look over. Is there a
Because
meeting?
you help road and bridge. a
Yes,
lot,
I
don't
do.
you?
It's just my wages come out of noxious weed, but I still do drive truck, run grader, loader, mow. Yes.
Well-
Because there's days when the wind blows for a week or we have rains, I have to have something to
It comes out of
do.
noxious weed, but they don't reimburse you,
No,
the road and bridge?
no. We kind of share help back and forth, because that's where Dave has been helping me.
Okay, but if you get a full-time person, maybe road and bridge might have to reimburse the weed department.
well, I mean, if he uses their labor, the weed department's labor, let's say for 3 days, snow removal or whatever,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of give and take back and forth.
Okay, well, we will definitely consider it as we get closer to our budget preparations.
I appreciate it. When we talked last time about the side-by-side, I am still trying to get prices and stuff, but I've just been too busy to actually get anything done.
Okay.
So I'll bring
But you're
that at a
getting by
later
with
date.
what you have
Yes,
now.
yes.
Okay,
So it may not actually happen. I'm just keeping you up to date on that.
all right, DJ. Well, thank you very much for all your information. And
Nope, that's all I have. Appreciate it. Thank
all right,
you.
Thank you.
People have asked me about our budget when I think we might be able to get it started.
We'll get started, well, we should probably get started this month, but it's looking like it'll be next month. But generally what we do is Scott has sent out to all the department heads their budget estimates, worksheets and stuff. And then we'll have a special meeting, a budget workshop. And we'll try to get the budget set and to the auditor no later than
Well,
August.
once we get the budget sheets and you guys approve them, then I send them on. I completed the July abstract last week. They called yesterday and it's approved. Those sheets, the July abstract kind of shows you kind of what you're going to have for next year. And I've sent that on to John Mapes. So
Before we adjourn, I'd like to go in executive session for non-elected personnel.
Okay, how long do you need, Roger?
Oh, 10 minutes.
Okay, I have a request for 10 minutes of executive session for non-elected personnel.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
That gentleman, did he say he was Heather's husband?
That's what Scott said.
Shannon's.
Shannon, yeah. I mean Shannon, yeah.